Do you tend to make things harder than they need to be, like I am right now? Many of you guys know that I am doing the 75 hard challenge, and I have been learning a lot through these last 40 plus days, and it has taken me over 40 days to realize that I'm making things harder than they need to be by overcomplicating certain parts of the challenge. And with a lot of reminders and encouragement from my husband, 40 plus some days later, I have finally come to that realization. So let me give you an example. One of the pieces, the requirements of the 75 hard challenge is to follow a diet. So at the beginning of the challenge, I set my diet goal as protein focused and no fried foods. And if you think about that, that really gives me a lot of options. And yet, I was making this so much harder for myself than it needed to be. I was eliminating so many food choices that I didn't need to eliminate, partially because I was like, well, this needs to be hard. This needs to feel hard. I can't have any of that other stuff. When in reality, there are so many options. I can have the Chipotle bowl. I can have a protein bar. I can have a piece of cheese. That stuff isn't fried, right? It all falls within the diet. And stepping back, even big picture, the whole goal of the 75 hard is to help you create healthy habits that you want to live after these 75 days are over. And what I was doing was creating like this misery around it, around the diet, telling myself I couldn't have things just to make it hard, which is so silly when I step back and think about it. I was saying no to going out to a breakfast or a dinner because I was afraid to eat was at the restaurant. And now, again, 40 plus days later, I finally have listened to what my husband has said and really have understood now, like I was overcomplicating something that didn't need to be. So I share this with you because I want you to think about this. Is there anything that you're currently making harder than it needs to be in your life? Is there anything that you're overcomplicating that if you just take a step back and ask yourself a couple questions? What's the purpose? Why am I making this harder than it needs to be? How can I simplify it? Because I can assure you, when you take a step back and you answer those questions and you focus more on the simplicity, you're going to feel so much lighter and more excited about moving forward with whatever it is that you're working on. So I encourage you to reflect upon that. If you have any questions, if you want to talk it out, shoot me a message. Let's talk about all the stuff that we've made harder than it really needs to be, and let me help you come up with a plan to simplify it.